hear about the big Islamic attack this week? No, not the one in Paris. All the other Islamic attacks. This is a Wretched Radio. Whenever a big story like the one in Paris breaks, it's always, believe it or not, a bit of a challenge for us here at Wretched Radio, because you would think that would be right in our sweet spot. That would be the stuff that we'd like to spend a lot of time talking about because, well, look, it's a world religion attacking a city. And there's so much we can talk about, like all of the verses in the Quran that tell people to attack cities like Paris. You would think then we would spend a lot of time talking about it on a day like today. The problem is, we talk about that stuff regularly here. And so when something like Paris happens, it's not at all a surprise to us. Now, that doesn't lessen the devastation or the grief for people who died and for who lost family members. That's there. Please don't misunderstand this, because it's a human tragedy. But the story itself is to us, it's like a yawn. Why? Because we're aware of the daily attacks that happen from the religion of peace. Paris, now granted, 300 and some people hurt, 150 people killed. It's not uncommon. This story, you can go find these every day from credible sources on the internet. This from the Gatestone Institute. The Indonesian jihad on Christian churches. These are Islamic attacks on Christian churches. Millions of Christians have been displaced from their homes or killed by Muslims. And so when Paris happens and the rest of the world goes, oh, wow, we go, what have you been doing? You been sleeping? This is going on all over the place. And frankly, when we watch the response, I have to confess to you, this for some reason, I'm just giving you a subjective experience. This is just how I responded to it when I saw it. I have to confess to you, my emotions, I'm just telling you, and it could be sin, I will admit that. But the grief for these poor people who are about just minding their business, whether they were about a sinful activity or not, they're just tripping through life, they're going to a game, they're going to the market, they're going to the restaurant, they're going to some death metal band. They get mowed down by Islamic terrorists. You should feel sorry for that, regardless of what their activity was. Are we all sinning when we get mowed down? But that emotion came behind I was angry at the world system. Not the Parisian government. I was angry at the world system. Not just at Barack Obama for his silly response or Jean Kerry's French response. When I heard that President Obama said the statement that captures what France is all about, égalité, but it's liberté, égalité, fraternité. Those are values with which the American people share. And it just made me boil on the inside. If you will, now, some of the sentiments of those three words, liberty, yes. Equality, yeah. Fraternity, which was a debated word, by the way. Napoleon Bonaparte wanted nothing to do with it. He wanted order and not fraternity. That was the slogan of a godless revolution, casting off God. This was 1789. This is the storming of the Bastille. This is the execution of monarchs who believed they were representatives for God, ordained by God to rule the people. They were casting off Christ in every regard. Notre Dame, take out the statues of Jesus. Put in the statues of reason. And so when President Obama said, we share in those values, I went, no, you think that was sloppy. And if you do agree with the godless system that is France, there's a big difference between the Declaration of Independence and the Human Rights Manifesto of France. Radical different. One is godless, the other is not. And he said, we embrace that too. No, we don't. Actually, no, we don't. That was sloppy. Or it wasn't, and you do. And so I was mad. Because the world system has so infiltrated society and the highest ranks of leadership that we see nonsense like this, that we see tragedies like this. It made me mad. I hope it was a righteous indignation. I hope it was. Jesus got mad at the world system. We are to recognize that the world system is a godless system that is a vaunting of humanity and a casting down of God. And we see that all the time, don't we? And I saw this and I was like, oh, your stupid world system has caused these people to die. And rather than just being sympathetic for these people, I found myself just churning on the inside a lot because of leadership and the system behind it, which is the godless world system, which has led to this.